Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 no.
This is why I don't like to do lives when I'm tired, because I don't know what the hell I just did earlier, and it was all type of stuff happening. But let's kind of go with it. Y'all look at me. I'm tired. My daughter is graduating next week, and I just been running around like an idiot, child. I'm so tired. But let's get into this video, because I can give you guys some information, and then the rest of the documentation, I can't show y'all over here because it, you know how YouTube is, child. YouTube don't even want to pay us, child. Woo, child, I can't show that over here. But anywho, hello to everyone and happy early Mother's Day. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Y'all, I totally forgot about Mother's Day. I guess that's why they have a Mother's Day, because mothers actually forget about the day. Because like I said, my daughter graduates from college next week, and I just been like, getting everything together. You know how you have your list of stuff that you got to get together, and it's Mother's Day tomorrow. I still got stuff to do, so we'll see how that goes, because you know I still have my list of stuff that I'm trying to get done. I don't want to wait till the last minute. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this video is because, remember, you know, Tasha K, she's already admitted that she lost. We're waiting for the documents. However, I do have some documents, but in terms of the amount that she's going to have to pay Cardi B, or if the judge has dismissed her, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say dismissed, or if the judge decided to take Cardi B out of the bankruptcy, I don't know. We will have to see. But the reason why I wanted to jump on here, because Tasha K has set herself up. Well, here's the deal. Cardi B got some cold ass lawyers. I gotta give it to her. Her attorneys are, well, hell, she got I guess a few of them, right? But I want to get into this document right here. And I'm gonna go to, so let me kind of explain what you guys are seeing on the screen. This was the document that Cardi B's attorney submitted to the court. And basically in this document, what they allege is that Tasha K is a fraud, and she is, she's not giving them, or she's not turning over her true income, right? This is a 39-page motion in which they submitted to the court, and basically said, in so many words, she's lying. She has not given us all of her income. This is what they said in this document. Now, if we get to page 6 of it, this document pretty much says that this is a subpoena. Y'all know what a subpoena is. If you've ever been a witness to something, you have to go to court, you have to testify. But in this case, they said, hey, listen, you don't necessarily have to come to court. We just need you. Oh, and thank you guys for the congratulations to my daughter. What they're saying is, if you don't want to come to court, just give us the documents. That is what this says, okay? Now, that's page 6. Page 6 says, listen, we want you to produce documents because we don't believe you. We believe that you are lying. This is what Cardi B's attorney says. Now, we're going to skip all of this gibberish or whatever. If we go to page 10, what it starts to say on page 10, it starts to list every asset that they believe she have. Now, let me make sure y'all understand something. They have listed things in this document that I thought about, and I was like, oh, I didn't know Tasha K did that. But then after I thought about it, I said, okay, I did hear her mention something like that. Let me make sure y'all understand. These people are watching her. Like, you know how some of y'all may be subscribed to, you know, Tasha channel, and when she go live, y'all get the bell and you go over there. That's what they do. So their whole I don't know if it's one of them or two of them or how they do it. But Cardi B stated in the documents that she has somebody that's assigned to watch Tasha. So then it made sense. Oh, okay, this is how they know all of this. Because they watching her. Like if I, did a video and I said something, you guys will watch. Well, listen, this is why they setting her up. And this is so bad because I don't think she understands what's going to happen to her in a little bit down the line. They are setting her up to, well, she's setting herself up to fail because she keeps lying. So in this document right here, this is page 11. Page 11, they say that they want her income, right? And what they do, wait, let me go back. So page 10, they go into saying that they want income. And then page 11 here, they start to list the different forms of income. Remember, I said, I don't even know Tasha did all these things. And guys, if you're here, I do need you to do one thing. Just hit the like button, a thumbs up, tap your phone, just do that. Okay, I appreciate it. So let's get into these forms of income. Remember, I told you, I didn't even know the different things that Tasha did. But when I read this documentation, I said, oh, these people are they ain't playing with Tasha K. Like they literally have everything in here. Now, let me kind of explain to you guys why this all makes sense. What I'm going to tell you all, because they are listing the individual income, and the income that she provided, guess what's not in there? None of this income that they provided. So eventually what they're going to come back and say is, Judge, she's lying. She has not provided this income. I'll give you an example. Let's get into the first income. First income, and I could be pronouncing it wrong. It says it's Leah Wine. I don't know what Tasha K's wine thing is, but I did hear her say something about she was coming out with a wine. They want to know, where is the money? They want to know, where's the money for the wine? They want the papers, the documents, any contracts. They want it. They want YouTube income. They want that. I believe they may have that. They want Instagram income. Now, this goes on page 12. If you guys look right here, they start listing all of the income, and they saying, we want to know what you received in these different platforms. They want YouTube, they want Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, and then something says Google Apps Store income. So let me make sure you guys understand. Tasha K, y'all be in Tasha K's chat, and she be like, I'm going to, Tasha K after this. They go too. So just know these people know everything. Now, if we go to page 13, they want to know the income for Tasha K live income, Tasha K on stage income, TK Deals income, Tubi income, and her income on X. Now, when I saw that, I said, what they know about Tubi and how they know that, which is very interesting because I heard her say something about the Tubi stuff. And I believe I may have saw a Tubi movie of hers. I liked it, as a matter of fact. So when I thought about that, I said, these people know every damn thing. So it's not like they're asking her to give me your income. They are saying specifically what income they want, okay? This is important because the documentation that she provided to them, guess what income is on there? Just one. YouTube. She did not provide the wine income. They want to know whatever contracts, anything that she signed, any deals, they want that. Instagram. Oh, she provided her Facebook income, but they want YouTube. They want the wine income. They want Instagram. Facebook, she provided. They want TikTok, Rumble, Google Apps Store income. They want her Tasha K income, whatever she gets in this Tasha K on stage income, this TK Deals. I laughed when I heard them say TK Deals because I was like, no, how do they know about TK Deals? Like they all in the chat. They say Tubi income, which means they don't watch the movies because how they know about Tubi? X income. And I said, these folks is not playing. But let me kind of explain to you all where it's going to get interesting because the income that she provided, like I just said, it don't got none of that on there. Now, if we get into what they're saying, I hate looking at it on the screens. I'm gonna look at my notes because it's kind of small. Now, on this particular document here, they basically go into just a bunch of legal jargon and pretty much say, you know, they reference different statutes and say, you know, hey, this is why you need to provide this, yada, yada, just a bunch of legal jargon. But again, these are things that they've asked for, and these are things that generally, I'm learning this, I guess, you know, too. I guess if you have a chapter, you know, 11 bankruptcy, you are required to provide this. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know anything about this, but this is what it states. But the reason why I'm saying she is going to be her own demise is she is not even following what these people have requested of her. And these are things that you have to do when you are in this type of a bankruptcy. And not only that, this is what you agreed. You agreed to this. Okay. So you agreed that you will provide this information and you still don't provide it. So essentially what you're doing is you're just like, F you. So keep in mind, she's already got in trouble with the judge and with the court for constantly breaking the disparagement agreement. That's one thing. You done got yourself in trouble on that end. Now you're asked to provide your income. All this is like the way that they have it in this paperwork. It says she has the wine income, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, Google App Store income, Tasha K Live income, Tasha K on stage income, TK Deals income, Tubi income. They want to know her income on X. The only thing that she has provided was YouTube and Facebook income, which is clearly not following this court order. Which is clearly not following this court order. Hello to everybody in the chat. Tasha K, oh my God, Black Man Rising Now say Tasha K does not need to comply. Cardi B is not worthy of all. Oh my God. Cardi B is not worthy of all this anyway. I hope she does not pay anymore. I hope she don't listen to you because she's gonna lose it all listening to you. Y'all shouldn't leave people off a cliff. Like, I mean, if it's a court order, you should be cheering the person to do the right thing. Don't you want to see the lady, you know, make it? You want to see her lose everything. I don't want no friends like you. What's up, Freezy? How you doing? Y'all tripping. She said she can't. And also Black Man Rising Out. This really don't, I guess it really doesn't have anything else to do with Cardi B. Cardi B, at the end of the day, the lady won. You got to pay this lady and move on with your life. I mean, at the end of the day, she has now lost another part of this case because the judge has already ruled against her for not following the non-disparagement order. So, I mean, Cardi B did what she was supposed to do. She reported her. So now another thing I want to get into. I don't know if I want to talk about this, but yeah, we might as well. Tasha K, she already said this anyway. She said that she lost. Remember, she's already said that, but we just don't have all of the paperwork. Okay, we don't have all of the paperwork. But this, what I was able to find this. Okay, and I thought this was really crazy too, because this is Tasha K's response to Cardi B's motion. So this is how it works. If somebody files something in court against you, you can respond. Now, after reading this, I can understand why the judge made Tasha K's lawyer pay 10% of her attorney fees because he is dumber than she is. Now, in his response, he blamed Cardi B. And I was like, this is the craziest thing that I've ever heard of. So essentially, it's like you do something against somebody, you are, you know, considered the victim. I mean, they do consider Cardi B the victim because she won. Well, Tasha K's dumb attorney, let me take these comments down for a second so I can read it. Okay. So Tasha K's attorney responds and basically says, and it makes me believe this is partially why Tasha K was doing this crazy shit, provided the, whatever her attorney was telling her. Because what Tasha K's attorney goes to say is that pretty much Tasha K should be allowed to say these things. I'm like, this dude is so silly. She signed a non-disparagement agreement, so there would be no way. So this is pretty much Tasha K's attorney responded, and I thought it was really crazy because I said, this is a stupid attorney. So I kind of feel sorry for it because it's like, girl, every attorney you get be dumb, because the attorney literally filed this with the court. And this is what he says. He says the non-disparagement clause prohibits defamatory statements regarding Cardi B and her family. It does not grant her a veto over all public commentary regarding independent third parties. Well, Offset is not an independent third party because that's her husband. And Stefan Diggs is not really an independent third party because they have a child together. But this is what her attorney filed with the court. And I'm like, this dude is dumb as hell. I feel like the judge was like, you gonna pay just for being dumb. So basically what he's saying is Tasha K had the right to say what she said. And I was like, listen, I ain't been to law school, but I know how to read. And no, she did not have a right to say the things that she said. If so, why did she take it down when she was asked to? But this is what her attorney said. He said, this does not grant Cardi B a veto over all public commentary regarding independent third parties. Many of the alleged violations concern widely reported events involving public figures. Yes, it does. But unfortunately, sir, your client signed a non-disparagement agreement. And in the non-disparagement agreement, she knew she wasn't supposed to talk about certain people. So I thought this was absolutely crazy that her attorney filed this. And I'm just like, does he want Tasha to lose? Like, this is the craziest stuff that I ever heard of. So in his reply, he goes to, reply to all of the different events. But his sole way of basically saying that Tasha didn't do anything is pretty much saying that she was reporting on news. Yeah, but in the non-disparagement agreement, it clearly says she cannot talk about people connected to Cardi B. So I thought this was a stupid argument, which, I mean, they lost it, obviously, because, she has to pay, which we don't know what that amount is at this point. Tasha's attorney's working for the court, not for Tasha. I mean, the attorney seems a little, it seemed like she keep finding attorneys that's dumb, because I don't know why her attorney would submit this to the court. This is stupid. Like, you are an attorney and you see the non-disparagement agreement that she said, and it said she can't talk about certain people, but then the attorney submits this to court and say, yeah, because, Cardi B, she doesn't get a veto for everybody. No, she doesn't get a veto for everybody. Only those people that's connected to her, and she signed it. So I thought that was really stupid that the attorney said this. And somebody said she needs to appeal it to a higher court. Yeah, I can't even explain this to you. As there's nothing to it. What higher court? What higher court would she appeal this to? Tell me, what higher court would she appeal it to? She's in bankruptcy court. This is not a criminal case. This isn't it was a civil case that she lost, and she did appeal it to a higher court. She lost. So I don't know what higher court you would think that she can appeal it to. And why would she appeal it? I mean, she's in the wrong. Like, you are the one that's creating a problem. So appeal it to, sometimes people have to just accept when they make a bad decision to do something crazy and just move on. That is the issue here. She can't take responsibility for the stuff that she does, and she continually does it and keeps getting herself in trouble. So it's really not about appealing nothing to a higher court. It's about stop doing it. Like, you signed the form that said you wouldn't talk about her, and you still doing it. And now you got to pay her more money. What if the judge decides to take Cardi B out of this bankruptcy? There's nothing to appeal. Like, what is the technicality? You sign. It's like me saying I'm gonna pay my rent and then I don't pay it and then go to court and I get evicted and then I say, well, I'm gonna appeal it to a higher court. That don't even make any sense. This is a civil rights issue, violation of freedom. No, it's no civil rights issue. There's no civil rights issue. We seem like we got some folks in here that don't know how to take accountability for shit they do wrong, or they don't know how to identify when other people do wrong. No, a freedom of speech violation is for a regular person. You signed an agreement saying that you wouldn't talk about a person that you've already lied on. So no, there's no freedom of speech. You don't get to run around here and lie on people and then just keep doing it and say, oh, it's my freedom of speech. No, no. No, ma'am. They don't work like that. Yeah, exactly. Somebody put in the chat, she tried to appeal after the case concluded, but her attorney filed out I don't think her attorney filed outside the deadline. Her appeal, she didn't win it. I don't think that happened. I believe she just didn't win. Right. Right. These people saying this dumb crap is likely in support of Tasha, not realizing she's wrong. And see, let me just explain to y'all something. See, I don't like friends or people. If you like me and you can't tell me when I'm wrong, yeah, that's not a good. That's crazy. Yeah, but she lost the appeal. There's nothing for her to appeal to. And then y'all sit in the chat and you know this lady is doing this, and y'all put this crazy stuff in here talking about she needs to appeal to a higher court. She needs to shut up. Right. You read the paperwork and signed it, because in the agreement, she didn't have to sign it. But if she didn't sign it, and I read that before, it stated that they felt like Tasha K just signed it so that she can confirm her bankruptcy. But now Cardi B's attorney is saying that she could have never really wanted to move on and close this chapter out, because she's still doing the same shit. No, she doesn't take accountability for nothing. Because, baby, if I had to pay somebody for $4 million, I would have changed my whole entire life. Ain't no way in hell. Listen, let me have to pay somebody $4 and I'm changing my life. I don't got time for this. I don't have any money to give anybody. I don't even have enough for myself, let alone trying to give something to somebody. So I wouldn't be able to do it. That's not going to happen. Some people will never learn. Unfortunately, some people don't learn from their mistakes. I learn from others' mistakes and my mistakes, but some people will never learn. They will literally lose everything and then be like, damn, I should have never did that, because I got some more paperwork that I have to show y'all on Patreon. And when I show you this paper on Patreon, y'all gonna be like, I can't believe she did this. So even after she has gotten in trouble now with the court, and the court is basically saying you have to pay Cardi B, this money or whatever, don't talk about her again, she's still not submitting the things that they've asked for. They had asked for her to provide her income for every single entity that she is tied to include the contracts. And y'all know what she provided them folks. Income from YouTube. Where is the Tasha K live income? Where is the Tasha K on stage income? Where is the TK deals income? Where is the Tubi income? Where is the X income? Where's the Instagram income? TikTok, Rumble, and Google it says App Store income. None of that was provided. So none of that information was provided. So she's still not providing everything. And what she failed to realize is these people are a part of her community and she don't even know it. Because you can just be in these chats and just create a fake name. She doesn't know which is so crazy because they said in the paperwork, she doesn't understand that they know everything about her. I was like, because when I was reading this, I was like, oh, shoot, I didn't even know that. They know everything about her. Oh, girl, CC, girl, be quiet. You can be. Listen to this. Somebody said Tasha K is a fighter. She doesn't have to lay down. She reported the same information as other journalists. Unfortunately, those other journalists wasn't sued for lying. So, honey, I don't know what to tell you. You know, sometimes we create our own fights, unnecessary fights that we don't need. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but you know, sometimes we can, you know, create a life that's unhappy for ourselves and blame everybody else. Sometimes you have to take accountability, and sometimes you don't have to fight certain things. You can just stop doing it. You can just stop doing it. You don't literally have to create problems for yourself and your family and then say, oh, I'm not going to lay down. No, I'm just not going to create bullshit. I'm not going to keep on knucking up with something that I know I can't. I'm a follow what the folks said I gotta follow. I don't have time to keep doing the same shit over and over. Leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone. Leave her husband alone. Leave her baby daddy alone. Find something else to talk about. It's easy. Find something else to talk about. Well, here's the deal, and this is what some people are forgetting, because I know they keep putting the freedom of speech thing in the chat. Once she paid Cardi B, she can resume talking. I mean, reporting on regular stuff that she see that everybody else see. But the issue here, and this is for all the people that keep saying freedom of speech, she signed an agreement that said if Cardi B accepted the payment plan, that she would not talk about her. And what did she do? They said not even 2 months later, she was doing the same thing. So that's what y'all kind of forget. Cardi B would not sign a payment agreement or whatever they call it with Tasha K unless she signed that this non-disparagement clause. So that's the part that y'all missing. Cardi B would not sign it. Cardi B did not have to sign it. I just want y'all to know that. But she did. So that's the part that you all are missing. Exactly. Listen, she has children and should have thought about them. She lucky they didn't hit her with her sponsorships. Well, I think she did. And that's a good point, because I was meeting with somebody, this one lady with my son, and I guess I'm at the point in my life where I can talk to somebody a few times and just make the assumption, or, you know, that I just don't like them. And I told this lady, I said, I don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like you. But I realized, even, you know, me not liking a lady, what my son was going to do with her was going to benefit him. So I ended up not liking her still, because I didn't like her. But I had to think about it. I said, well, still, this is going to be good for him. So sometimes you have to think about your kids, and you have to think about other people, and not just be selfish. You know, it's not about you. And when it comes to my family, I'm not going to, you know, put my family in jeopardy, or the little money that we have, and shit costs, you know, everything is costing. So I don't know what y'all think, but at the end of the day, I know y'all want content, but, you know, if you want somebody to be out here ruining their life for content, y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. Deborah said, this has nothing to do with freedom of speech, because if it did, she would not be in a position. This is about lying on someone and saying things that were not true. And from what I'm hearing, some of the things she was saying, honey, I said, wait a minute. They was telling me some of the stuff she was saying, and I was like, no, she wasn't. They said she was doing horrible things. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know. But honey, I feel like with this documentation that I have, I feel like they're setting her up. Because if you guys think about it, Cardi B allowed, I shouldn't say Cardi B allowed her, but essentially what they allowed, well, I'm saying allowed. So they let Tasha K do what she did. And y'all know what they did? They kept a record of everything she did, which is, then they presented this to the judge, and the judge had no problem with ruling in Cardi B favor because they had a log of her consistently doing it. Now, what do y'all think they're doing now? They're building up another case because she is consistently providing incorrect income. They already know about her other sources of income. And all they're doing is providing her subpoenas each time, telling her to provide the income. Do y'all know they even have videos of Tasha K basically saying that she has a lot of money and that the money that she's paying Cardi B ain't nothing? They have already presented that to the judge. Now, if you are in a bankruptcy, the way that it works is you list your income and then they tell you what amount you pay towards your creditors. But at no time should you have more money than you need, because essentially you should have enough to live with, maybe a little, enough to travel and little stuff like that. But when you're in a bankruptcy situation, you shouldn't have an influx of money, because if so, you got to pay your creditor. So they have her on video basically saying that what she giving Cardi B ain't nothing. So that's not going to look good. And they're building a case just like they did this time. I'm just looking at y'all messages. I don't think these people feel that, I say this all the time. I don't think they feel that she's right. What I think people do that visit your channel, they don't give a crap about these content creators, but what they do is they like to see mess. As long as they can see mess, they're okay. Soon as your channel gone, they're gonna be in somebody else's chat talking about you. These folks don't give a damn, because they know what's they know what's right and wrong. You know that you can't do that. You know you cannot do that. I mean, you can't. And I mean, think about it. You do an interview, and not even an interview, because I was told not only did she do an interview, she was saying a lot of nasty stuff about that lady. But the lady just asked her to take the video down. Okay. All you had to do was take the damn video down. Why you just didn't take it down? I would have just took it down. Larry Reed said a long time ago when he worked with Tasha, she had way more money than she showed, and he's a millionaire. Well, listen, now that I'm on social media, I know the little pennies that I make. So when she say she's making, she's lying. Like, you are lying. Like, these people know, they're in the chat. Like, even if she said that she made no income from all of these sources, then she would have to provide the proof. For instance, with, when you're monetized on these different programs or YouTube or whatever, you can literally go and take a screenshot. Like, you can show that. But the fact of the matter is, she has not provided anything. You know what I mean? So you have not provided anything. When I looked at the income that she submitted, if I'm correct, it said that she made about $50,000 on YouTube. So if you made $50,000 on YouTube, you didn't make none on Unwind with Tasha K. You didn't make none on none of the other places. Does that make any sense? You see how that doesn't make sense? There's no way that you made $50,000 on YouTube. I believe she said she made about 74 on Facebook, but you didn't make none on the other platforms. None. That wouldn't make any sense. So it's easily understood that you had to have made money on these other platforms. And if you didn't, you would have to show them proof. And again, she's avoiding it. She hasn't provided it. She provided them two incomes, YouTube and what's that other one? Facebook. Nothing else. Right. That is so true, Deborah. Some people in the world do not care about right or wrong. They only go against a person because they do not like that person. Right. They do not care about the law. And see, I'm not like that. Even if I don't like a person, like I said, it's not that I don't like Cardi B. I'm just not a Cardi B fan. I can say when something is wrong, even if I'm not that crazy about the person. But I noticed that people are weird like that. If they don't like a person, they don't care what happens to them, which is kind of weird. They are like that. You don't have to like a person to be fair. I'm just reading your comments here. But yeah, I feel like they're setting her up for failure. Well, I shouldn't say failure. I feel like Cardi B and her attorneys is pretty much setting her up in terms of continuing to document it, because I think you have a better case with the judge if you present overwhelming evidence that this is something that the person is doing, like they did with this last situation where her continuing to break the non-disparagement agreement. Now, with that situation, and actually she really, right after court, y'all know she went right back on her platform and was talking about Offset and Stephon Diggs. So I'm sure they got that video. So I believe the next time they will go and ask the judge to take Cardi B out of this bankruptcy if he doesn't do it on Monday or Tuesday. Tasha K is setting herself up. They are just doing what's necessary at this point. Right. They're doing what's necessary and they're keeping track. I mean, when I showed y'all that last paperwork, they had every link, they had every post, they had everything. Everything. And now I noticed a few days ago she had removed the video, and I'm assuming that they probably reached out to her about that, which clearly meant that if they had to reach out to her, then they saw it. So they got everything on her. She ain't got a lick of sense. Let me tell you, because ain't no way in hell I'm going to continue to do the same thing over and over. That's crazy. It seems like she wants to prove a point, but I think what she's failing to realize is none of these people care. Like, they really don't care. They don't care. So you want to prove a point to people who don't even give a damn. That's right. Deborah said, TK is just like some of her fans, refuse to take accountability. Now that part. Yep. Right. I agree. And by the same token, you should be able to like somebody while not approving of everything they do. Hence a lot of Tasha K's artists. Right. Exactly. And I said, I like Tasha K, but I'm not going to not talk about this because I'm not doing that. If that's the case, then I might as well get off YouTube. If I allow my personal feelings, on somebody, then I might as well get the hell off of YouTube. Yeah, you should be able to like somebody by not approving everything that they do. We're all human. And I feel like maybe if Tasha K supporters will stop telling her whatever crap that y'all telling her, maybe she'll just comply, because she finna, be in a whole world of trouble. I don't know where it originated from. Some people have told me that it started from a interview that she wanted to do with Cardi B and that Cardi B didn't want to do it. I don't know. I was not on YouTube during that time, but I have no idea. But that's what I've heard. If y'all know in the chat, let us know. They want to know, what is Tasha K's problem with Cardi B? Because some of you guys has been around for a long time. You said, I thought she won $300 million from the Gucci pastor. Do you really think that man got $300 million? How you gonna win something that somebody don't got? That man in jail. That man is in jail, and you thought he had $300 million. He was suing Tasha for $300 million, and he didn't even have $300 million. Please, that man ain't got us nothing. That man is in jail. I know some winos that quietly stepped down as channel mods due to her political direction with Onika. Who is that? You talking about what's the lady name? Nicki Minaj? That's crazy. Ooh, somebody just put in the chat. It started from an interview Tasha K did with a former stripper that claimed she worked with Cardi B. Okay, I think I heard that. But then I also heard that she wanted to interview Cardi B and Cardi B said no. Did y'all hear that? I've heard that too. Right. Yeah, you said it wasn't true, Tasha. It wasn't true though. Tasha was sued for defamation. Defamation, right? Defamation means you lied. That's what it means. It means you lied. And not only y'all, I don't know if you've ever got sued before, but most people can file bankruptcy and be discharged from their debt. They said because Tasha K did this intentionally and she was told multiple times, she cannot get out of this. Like, you know how, some people lose their job and they may have credit cards or whatever bills they can't pay. You file bankruptcy and get a fresh start. She cannot include this in a bankruptcy. Well, I shouldn't say she can't include it. It cannot be discharged. So it means she can include it. Um, Obviously, she has included it, but when she's done with this bankruptcy, she will still owe Cardi B because Cardi B's the amount that she owes Cardi B, she won't pay it during the bankruptcy. So it's kind of like she filed bankruptcy to keep Cardi B from going after her assets. Somebody said, I would, what did you say? Okay, somebody said I haven't heard about it. I did hear that. Did anybody else hear that? That she wanted to interview Cardi B. You said Tasha is still the smartest, dumbest genius on YouTube. Yeah, I think that, Tasha, I've heard some of her stories, so I feel like she's done a lot for herself. But it's sad to see it go down the tube because you don't want to shut the hell up. It's so many people she can talk about. There's so many people she can talk about. She don't need to talk about her. Stop talking about her because it's going to get you in trouble. You see Cardi B, I feel like Cardi B probably have moved on from this situation. She's probably tired and just going to let her attorneys handle it. Tasha talked about Cardi, then wanted her to come on. Okay, so somebody else is saying this, that she did talk about Cardi and wanted her to come on for an interview. Cardi B turned down her interview. Her and Nicki was in cahoots as a smear campaign. So yeah, I did hear that. So we heard the same thing then. Yeah, I did hear that. If you guys are just coming in, or if you haven't liked the video, if you guys can do that, I really appreciate it. Yes, now I heard that. Like I heard that what you said on that chat. Tasha K lied and said Cardi B had the I heard that. Like, why would you be all between somebody's legs? Like, that's just crazy. That's crazy. It was a mix of Cardi not wanting to do interview, then using the lie her ex-stripper friend star Mary to leverage her channel back in the day, which made TK who she is now from that Cardi lie and R. Kelly. Yeah, you are absolutely right because she grew really fast. Yep, you are right. Tasha literally could have left this case in 2022. How ignorant of her to keep this BS going, especially in front of the world to see. And here's the deal. I think that obviously it did grow her channel a lot, but this is what I be telling people. You can have a lot of subscribers, but if they're not watching, it's not helping you. Subscribers don't help us. The people that watch do. So the subscribers, obviously, is great to have people to subscribe. You need at least 1,000, but the subscribers don't help you. It's the people that actually watch. See, generally, people will watch your channel, but they're not subscribed. And I believe last time I checked, is probably 80% of people that watch that's not that's not actually subscribed. So, I think she has, well, she does. She got 1 million followers, but them folks ain't watching. You can look at the people that's viewing her video. It's very low. I think people have stepped away from her because of the Cardi B stuff. And not only because of what she did, is how she did and what she continues to do. Like, not to say Cardi B is black. What you mean? Cardi B ain't black. I remember the interview. The ex-stripper friend probably was not lying. However, herpes can go undiagnosed or go away. So it cannot be proven true, which is why Tasha K lost. But why do you care about if it's true or not? Girl, that's too much information for me. I don't listen. I don't gotta sleep with you. Ain't my problem. Thank you for the super chat. West MN914. When Tasha K said that Cardi B had to have a cesarean because of a STD and her daughter was because of it, I started, oh my God. And see, that's crazy because I was hearing some stuff like that. Let me read it. This is a super chat. It says, when Tasha K said that Cardi B had to have a cesarean because of a STD and her daughter was slow because of it, I started to support Cardi. And that's what I was hearing. I was hearing that she was saying some really nasty stuff about that lady. And I was like, whoa. And y'all know that's just too much. That's just too many lies. Like, why would you say something like that? Call somebody's daughter slow. Like, come on now. That's too much. Somebody said I didn't hear that. I did hear about the, when she, lied and said the lady had herpes. So yeah. And Cardi B said that made her very depressed. Right. And talking about somebody medical. Girl, we don't even know what you got. What you got? Yeah, that is why Tasha K lost. She was wrong for saying medical facts that could not be proven true. That falls under slander or defamation. And why you worried about somebody coochie? Why? Why is it? If you had that information, why do you want to tell that? Like, that's that lady business if it was true or false. Why do you care? Like, that is crazy. Oh, yeah. She out of pocket if she says some ish like that. That's some underlying envious activity. Yeah, run Cardi her money. Oh, it was worse than that. Some of the stuff they was emailing me saying that she was saying that, it was a lot. It was, when I was reading all of that stuff, I was like, wow. So it was more than that. It was some stuff that I can't even say on this video. I'm sorry, on this live. Oh, she said it because I was watching her live. And when she said it, and that is when I was done with her. Oh, Deborah was there. So Deborah said, oh, she definitely said it. Oh, somebody said the jurors were in tears. For real? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Somebody said the jurors were in tears. I think during that time, I think I had just joined YouTube or something like that, but I wasn't really on YouTube like that. Since TK acts as spokesperson for Nicki Minaj, I assume Nicki Minaj will also be responsible for covering her legal fees. Who in the hell finna cover $4 million? Please. She should ask Donald Trump. And I bet her drunks was just laughing and giggling as if that's something. That's a nasty, dirty thing to say. That's too far. Like, you going too far. Like, come on now. You going too far. Going way too far. I hope she leaves her broke. You can't be making stuff up about people and keep it going after they tell you to take it down and then say her husband told her to put it back up. Girl, you need a new husband. Your husband is dumb as a box of rocks. The irony is that everybody on the planet has some strain of herpes in one form, strain or another. Tasha went wrong on the straw man attack. Yeah. But when you've been in the 9th grade for 12 times, I mean, try explaining that to her. Right. A cold sore can be a form of, right. I know some forms are undetected unless a breakout. Tasha should have shut the F up and took it down right. Right. Because I guess, what is the point in proving that you said somebody had something? Like, what's the point in that? Like, first of all, why do you want it, even if it was true? Why? That's crazy. Like, is that breaking news? Like, that's crazy. I used to love watching her. Now I can't stand her. Tasha lying. Her husband told her to stop all the time. Oh, you said her husband said, okay. Well, she said the husband said put it back up. I don't think that's what she was meaning when she said everybody has that. So a person can have a cold sore, and I don't know if you know, but that is a form of it. So just so you know, I don't think that that's what she was meaning when she said everybody. You know, sometimes people can use words, but they don't mean it literally. But yeah, I don't think that is what she meant when she said that. Her husband is still dumb as a bucket of rocks because he still will not let her to close her mouth. Yeah, because I mean, he financially benefits you. Y'all do understand that. I mean, he is the old cameraman. Do y'all remember how Tasha K used to talk about Wendy Williams and her husband got the same setup? Tasha K will be dogging Wendy Williams out, and her husband got the exact same setup. Whether her husband said put it up or not, she should use her own brain. She's the one getting sued, not him. Yeah, for $4 million. And was still on live talking crap. Now, let me read the rest of y'all chats, what y'all saying. Somebody said, I remember that. Somebody said he's getting sued too. But Tasha K brought up Cardi baby culture in it about the and that's when Cardi caught her. Yeah, that's and why are you bringing up somebody kids though? Girl, you don't want nobody to talk about your little kids. Why? Child, I don't know. The lady is crazy. The lady is crazy. Massive engagement increased viewership and kept audience returning for continued commentary and escalation. Yeah. Yeah. And but see, the thing about that is you don't want too much of that toxic viewership because guess what? People can only take toxicity for so long and then they tune out. And that's what happened. They'll watch it for some time, but then after a while, even you as a person, you get tired of the toxic, the toxic stuff. I mean, sometimes it can be a little bit fun, if you do a few videos or whatever, but when it keeps going, it can be like draining. So her husband is not on the lawsuit. I was seeing what y'all was putting in the chat, but what they do say about her husband is that he can't even say nothing about Cardi B. So she can't say nothing about Cardi B, and neither can he. Now it does say that, but her husband was not sued. Just so y'all know. Somebody said I have to check out sometimes. Yeah. Okay, we got another super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Wait a minute. Is that you again? Wes MN914. Thank you again for the super chat. You kind of fooled me though, because your colors keep changing. Okay. I knew Cardi was going to win when the judge ordered Cardi to have a PAP exam. I said, oh yeah, Tasha K is done. When Cardi came back clear, that's humiliating. Oh, I didn't know that. And see, I wasn't really following it, but I didn't know that the judge ordered her to have a PAP exam. That's crazy. Okay, so it seems like then the judge wanted to make sure because let's say if you say something about somebody, it's only defamation if it's a lie. So that's if you're saying that the judge ordered her to have a PAP exam, then that would have been why then, because the judge wanted to make sure that it was a no, because then it would be a lie that she lied about it. But imagine being sued for saying something. That's crazy. Ain't no way in hell I'm taking the shit down. I don't got time for that. If you say if you say it's wrong, I'm taking it down. But I don't really want to interview somebody that's gonna come and tell me somebody got, like, I don't care. Like, why do I need to know that? Right. Somebody said she has several movies on Tubi. And guess what? Cardi B's attorneys know. That's what it says in the documentation. It says specifically in the documentation that they want her Tubi income. Yeah, it say that in there. And that's why they're going to ask that this shit be, that Cardi B be taken out of this bankruptcy, because they're going to say that she's frauding and withholding income. She was sued for lying, not for talking about her. It was true. Someone else would, if it was true, someone else would be sued for breaking HIPAA. Right. Yeah, she was sued for lying, right? Yeah, it was a lie. So that's why she got sued. Oh, somebody else said this too. Deborah, y'all know. Deborah said, yes, the judge ordered a test for evidence, but it came back negative. Oh, well, see, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Well, that makes sense, because she got on her platform and said that that Cardi B took a test and it came back from another state or something. I didn't know what she was talking about. So is that what she's talking about? Because I guess she was maybe still alluding to that the test was fake. I have a video where Tasha K was saying that the test came from another state or some shit. I don't know what she was talking about. Oh, somebody said there's definitely tension now. On her recent live, she's explaining her mugshot, then threw shade at her husband, mentioning he only married her for a green card. Then doubled down on it with contention. Maybe he did marry her for a green card. I don't know. I have no idea. Tasha K has told us all her business. She even told us that she has a publicist. She got a whole publicist. Yeah, she got some money, because how do you think the publicists get paid? They have to get paid out of the work, whatever work that they're, that they find for you. So you would have to have work, because why would you need a publicist? They're just not going to be your publicist if they're not getting paid. And it's not just here in the United States. I really hope they get her. I don't understand why anybody would want to get themselves in this amount of trouble. But hey, I guess, because child, I would have been stopped. I don't have time to create problems for me and my family. That stripper friend said Cardi B was taking her medication. It was true. However, it just could not be proven. Well, if it can't be proven, then I don't know how. If it can't be proven, it ain't true. Tasha K discussing Pinky Cole's bankruptcy struck many people as deeply ironic, given Tasha K's own well-publicized financial and legal troubles, honey. And I got some more that, what time is it? I'm going to jump off here in a couple of more minutes, though, because we got to head over to Patreon, child. I got the documentation. I just can't show it over here. Yeah, I don't think it was true. I don't believe it was true. Somebody said Tasha K don't need to be talking about anybody's bankrupt. Right. Deborah said, yeah, that's a lie. The judge ordered all Cardi medical records. Yeah, I think that's, some stuff that Tasha K put out there, because one thing I've learned about this lady, regardless to how this case went, she still never takes accountability. Instead of just saying, whatever happened, I'm moving on, she's going to keep making it seem like she did nothing wrong. And that's what Cardi B's attorney said. They said that she still have not taken any accountability for this. And she makes it seem that the reason that she lost was simply because she didn't have the money to hire better lawyers. They did say that. So they made it clear. And they actually used that as an example of her using slander on Cardi B, because she made it. And she also made it seem like that Cardi B was not as emotionally traumatized as she said that she was. Oh, yeah. Okay. You said that it was said to be a lie and she still ran with it. Yes, honey, got to get them views, which is, that's nasty. I mean, you don't want to be doing nobody like that. Right. Right. She told her subscribers to bullshit, and they believe when you can pay for the court records and see it for yourself. Somebody said, yeah, West MN for yeah, her ego. It's her ego. Girl, you gonna lose everything. You gonna messing with this lady right here, she's gonna lose everything. Watch what I'm telling y'all, watch what I'm saying. They are literally sending certified documents asking her for specific information, and she has not provided it. I'm telling you, they're going to keep waiting, and they're going to take this to the judge and say, Judge, on this date, she violated the non-disparagement order. Since then, we have been trying to get her to provide her income. She won't do it. I'm telling you what they're going to do. Telling you what they're going to do. And she going to be done. She's recently said Hennessy is sick, and that's why Cardi not playing. She did. Now, I played that video. She said, now get this. I said, this lady is crazy. After accusing Cardi B of whatever it was she said she had, she then said it was a mistake and that it wasn't Cardi records, it was her sister's. I said, this is too much. Girl, shut the hell up. She said, oh, it wasn't Cardi B's records, it was her sister's. And I'm like, girl, just stop. Like, stop already. I don't know what Cardi B's sister said. I don't even, I don't, I don't know. I don't even follow her. I just happened to see what Tasha K said. So I have no idea. But I thought it was crazy because I said, girl, you doing it again? Now you saying Cardi B's sister got this? Like, this is too much. This girl, I said, this lady is just now. Cardi B's sister can sue her. You know, Cardi B can be spiteful and be like, okay, I'm about to pay for my sister attorney. Like, girl, you need to stop. Like, you are doing way too much. $4 million is a lot of money. Now, I know she makes some money here on YouTube, but it ain't $4 million. So, girl, it's like you keep getting yourself in trouble. Right. Yeah. And it's a whole video. That video, y'all know how this works. You can do a video and people will screen record it and stuff. So even if she deleted it, it's on TikTok. I saw it on various TikTok pages talking about the girl's sister. Like, oh no, it wasn't her. It was her sister. I'm like, this broad is crazy. Let me see if I'm going to see if I can find that video, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking to see if I can find it, the video. I know I have it. I just don't remember. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all found it. Now look at this. Now, she's already lost the damn case. And she's talking about, I'm gonna let y'all hear what this fool said. Now she's talking about Cardi B's sister.
Okay,
Is it true that Chelsea's mom played a part in that lawsuit?
What lawsuit?
People were saying that Chelsea's mom was a nurse in New York and she may have given you guys some false information. Is that true or is that just a rumor? That's what everybody was saying on the blogs, even Storm and all that.
All right, let me clear this up. Okay?
Yep.
Viewer discretion is advised. So, because I said I was going to be honest with y'all and transparent.
Yes,
okay?
please.
I am. So, okay. Chelsea was working in New York. She wasn't working in Atlanta. Okay?
Yeah.
We were already in the midst of the lawsuit. We had already received Cardi B's medical records because they were court ordered. Okay? And they were sent into the court. Just to clear that up.
Yeah.
Chelsea got a job with her mom. Her mom worked in the HR department at a hospital in New York. And she worked in the HIV advocacy marketing department at that particular hospital at the time. And she was working for me part-time, making like $1,200 to $1,500, I think like a month or whatever. And so she had uploaded some information to my WhatsApp. And it was not Cardi B's health record, it was Hennessy's. And I said, what are you doing? Oh, you know, I get access to everybody and I tried to get Cardi B's, but she got it locked. Delete. So I've never spoken about this.
Okay, so I know y'all following this. So after this lady is sued, this is crazy. You now say it wasn't Cardi B, it was her sister. Even if what you're saying is true, girl, can you stop? Like, you are literally getting yourself in trouble. Shut up, like zip it up. Like, what? How do you say that? I would have just like, move on. Let's talk about something else. So now what? No, it wasn't Cardi B. It was her sister. What?
But because she started sleeping with Von Ray, and when she moved in with Storm, she told them she did that. So it made it seem like that I reached out to her for her to do that. No, that's not what happened. And so just to kind of further everything, my phones, they did what they call like a forensic scan of my phones and computers. And so all of that stuff was extracted during the case. So there was nothing that I had received because I told her to do that. She did that. I told her, don't ever do that again. And then she went and told and pillow talked to Von Ray and Storm. And so they used it against her and tried to say that I somehow told her to do that. No, that's not what happened. And that's why I was cleared in my R. Kelly situation, because I had received, his commissary, his private stuff. Like, I'm a blogger, I'm an entertainment news reporter, and people send me everything. And so I don't ask for it. Now, where I would be breaking the law is if I asked her to hack into the medical records and give them or paid for them. That's where you break the law. So, yeah.
Is there any way if Chelsea continues to get out of line, do you think there's any way you can get her in trouble for this, since it would already be proven that you never asked her for this, or you just want to move on?
It's not for me to get her in trouble. Like, that's for Cardi B and Hennessy and them. If they want to get her in trouble, like, that's up to them, but that has nothing to do with me.
Did she say if Cardi B and Hennessy want to get her in trouble? You see how she just threw Chelsea under the bus? Chelsea is not on the internet saying that Cardi B's sister got X, Y, and Z. You see how all of a sudden it was Chelsea's problem? Lady, you are the one saying this. And if somebody try to give me somebody medical records, well, first of all, they would know, don't give me no shit like that. I'm not a doctor. Get a medical records to the doctor. I don't want anything like that. So she doesn't take accountability. And not only does she not take accountability, you get on here and you spew more weird shit. So they're in the chat saying, oh, Hennessy gonna sue you now. Looks like another lawsuit coming.
So
okay.
What we had received was from the court ordered judge. Like that had nothing to do with us. So she did that on her own.
And sir.
See how she just threw, you see how she just threw Chelsea under the bus. Yep, that's the video of her saying, yep, it wasn't Cardi B, it was Cardi B's sister. Now, this was years later, so I'm not sure why you're still talking about that. I don't know why she's still talking about that. Somebody said, I honestly cannot believe that Tasha K is still talking about Cardi B. Tasha is absolutely crazy. Y'all know what I'm thinking? I think maybe when she talks about her, maybe her analytics go up. I don't know, because I have no idea. Maybe she feels like the money that she makes, even if she gets in trouble, she get paid. I don't know. This lady is so dumb. It is laughable. You can't make this up. You are inadvertently slandering Cardi B's sister, right? I don't even think if she's doing it inadvertently, because you just got sued for saying this about her sister, and now you say, oh, I made a mistake. This wasn't Cardi B's medical records. It was her sister's. Like, I don't know if she did. I think this was perfect. She did this on purpose. Like, exactly. No, that was direct. You could not have missed that. Like, you literally did that on purpose. You just went to court and got sued for $4 million. You know better. You know better. And you just got up on this internet and did the same exact thing. No, she did that on purpose. There's no way you did that by mistake. Tasha said she was going to break her full. Tasha said she was going to break her full of hate. She don't even know them. She said she was going to break her. I mean, how would you break somebody that have more money than you? Like, Cardi B can afford to keep this thing going forever. Tasha K don't got money like that. So that's kind of crazy. But why would you be so invested in breaking somebody that's weird. That's weird. Like, where is your happiness? So your happiness lies in you trying to break somebody else down. She needs to get some help. Like, that don't even make no sense. Like, why are you so invested in this lady mental health? I'm a retired nurse, and whoever Tasha K is getting medical information from, if they work in a hospital, will lose their license if ever found out who they are. She said it was her mother. That's what it seemed like she was saying to me, but it's still weird because, I mean, I'm a blogger. I don't want somebody's medical information. Some information I don't want, and that's one of them. I don't want that. That's too much. Like, you're doing too much. I literally remember Tasha K talking about Cardi B medical records. She was so happy and excited to slander Cardi B. Hennessy should sue the mess out of Tasha K. No, we are live. This is not pre-recorded. No, it's not, Regina. We are live. You see your comment. I used to watch her, especially on Fuckery Fridays, when she lost the case and doubled down. Instead of apologizing, I was done. Yeah, when she lost the case, I don't know what I missed, but I felt like I didn't miss nothing because she had literally lost her damn mind. She had literally lost her mind and then didn't even make any payments. She didn't make any payments. She just recently started paying. Like, some people, I remember I had did a live before and somebody was like, oh, well, she has these many years. I'm like, no, ma'am. She literally just started paying. No, she don't have any years. She filed bankruptcy, after she did not win the appeal. I know somebody put in the chat that her attorney filed late, but I remember her losing the appeal. I don't think her attorney filed late. I just don't think she won it. I was a mod and turned in my rich a couple weeks ago. Oh, really? My conscience couldn't take it anymore. Yeah. I think too, I mean, even as a content creator, I know with me, I don't know about other people. I have started to not like to do certain content because some of the stuff can be dark. Like some content, you just be like, you know what, I don't even want to do it. And in all honesty, some of the content for me takes my damn energy away. So I listen, I know exactly what you mean when you say you turned you said I turned my wrench in, like I couldn't do it anymore. She makes more from the drama than she would get sued for. Maybe. I used to be a Tasha K fan, but her arrogance made me lose all respect for her. I mean, you know, at some point you have to take accountability, and I'm learning to take accountability. Let me tell y'all what I did today. I was so proud of myself. I had to take my son to he had a doctor's appointment today. So we get out there and we rushing because I'm like, okay, let's hurry up and get in there. So went past the security. I had my computer because I'm like, I don't know how long we're gonna be waiting. So I'm gonna take my computer. So I went, you know, past the security, and the guy was like, can you come back out to check your purse? And I'm like, what for what? Like, what do you like? I'm just like, what do you need to check it for? So when I came back, you know, he was really nice and he showed me, he said, well, it seemed like you may have a computer in there. He's like, you have a computer in there? It's like, yes. So I showed him. And he was like, because I have to check off to my supervisor and let them know that when we stop people, what they actually had in their, you know, in their purse or whatever. And then after I apologized because I was like, you know, I feel like I was, you know, I could have came off as rude only because I was rushing. I was trying to get to the appointment. So I was just like, wait a minute, let me get him checked in. Cause y'all know how them appointments go. You late. They'll be like, oh, you late. So I was like, okay, just wait. Let me get him checked in and get him on the way. But we got to take accountability for our own actions. You know, we got to like, you know, and I feel like at this point, you know, Tasha K, girl, you doing too much. And then, do y'all remember that time she came on live and it was seeming like she was apologizing and then went back to the same shit. She was saying that when she created her platform, she was depressed and she felt like she used her platform to drag Cardi B. And I was thinking we was gonna see another side, and she went back to doing the same shit like 2 weeks later. Do y'all remember that? Lila Diamond Butterfly said, yes, Tasha K thought the appeal was going to save her, but it did not. She really believed she was going to be saved. Glad that you could see that was a dark space for you. I followed this one content creator and had to stop following that person because it was too dark, not entertainment anymore. And so, yeah, I think certain things can get too dark. And I started to notice it because when I would do certain videos, I noticed that I would be completely drained. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I can't like, I will be completely drained. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do YouTube for like 2 days because I'm drained. Somebody said, y'all leave Transrena alone. Not Transrena. Now you didn't say. No, you didn't call the Transrena. That is a lady name. When I saw that, I was like, why her name Transrena? Somebody said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I don't think so, because she's literally doing this to herself. She's literally doing this to herself. Topical one. Congrats. I am what I am. She's too dark, negative, no accountability, fraudulent, too egotistical, victim shaming, and she support MAGA. Yeah, she a mess. You know, some people, you know, and I didn't always have stuff, you know, growing up, not all the time, but I feel like, you know, my upbringing wasn't the worst of some of the stuff that I saw. But what I learned with some people, when you come from a really, and it's not everybody, like you come from, you know, I've heard Tasha K, some of her stories But the moment you get a few dollars, you want to separate yourself from those people. And you want to, well, I'm not going to say me, but I see this with some people. The minute they get money, and especially when they grew up with nothing, sometimes now they want to go over there to, white folks, because sometimes or they always felt like white people was better than them. So the moment they get money, they want to cross and go over to that bunch of people. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why a person that's a damn YouTuber support MAGA when literally YouTube can stop your money. You don't have a company, you don't have an organization. You're literally working, kind of like everybody else. You just doing it a little differently. So I don't know what these damn folks be doing. I don't know. I try to keep my heart good. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't feel like, oh, I'm in this certain income class. Yeah, I'm a MAGA. I would never be a good MAGA. Okay. And I consider myself an independent, but I could never vote for a Donald Trump. And in this type of atmosphere that we're in now, I could never vote Republican, period. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. Somebody said her Tina Campbell and Chili make me sick, and Chili lied, making it seem like she ain't a Trump supporter. Girl, stand on it. If you support him, stand on it. You know what I mean? She want to be supported by the Black community, all while not supporting the Black community. And isn't that something? Elon Musk baby mamas, and he got a lot of them. That's something him and Donald Trump got in common. They baby mamas. One of Elon's baby mama just blew the whistle on MAGA influencers last week. Look it up. I got to look that up. Isn't that something? Elon Musk baby mama. And he got a lot of them. Isn't that crazy? He got a lot of baby mamas, just like that old nasty Donald Trump. Donald Trump so jealous of Obama, it just don't make no sense. Every time he opened his mouth, you talking about Obama. Man, shut up. Now, wait a minute. I didn't say I didn't like Tasha K. I'm just speaking on what's going on. I don't not like her. I mean, I think she's making bad decisions, but it's her life. I mean, she's gonna, ruin her own damn life. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't not like her. It's really hard for me not to like people. I don't feel one way or another about her. I think her voting for Donald Trump make me not like her more than all of this other shit that she did. Somebody said Elon has more kids than Diggs. Yeah, Elon is weird. I think he may like men too. These men need to just come on out and live their life if that's what they like. I just feel like men that have a lot of kids got a secret life. Oh, I think they trying to hide something. Right. I like her too. She's a key, but she be moving in ill-advised ways. Yeah, she funny as a mug. She definitely funny. Did y'all watch Tasha K last year for Halloween? I was hollering when she was Christian Rock. Did y'all watch that? That was a hot mess. Yeah, it's a lot of them like that. Yeah. I don't care for TK anymore because now it does not matter who she hurts for clicks and views. Yeah. Yeah. Look at what somebody put in the chat. Yeah, I don't know what these Black folks kissing up to nasty Donald Trump. I don't know what that's all about. I would never like somebody who don't like Black people. I was genuinely astonished to learn that Tasha K voted for Donald Trump, especially consider that Black women make up a significant portion of her audience and support base. And that's how you know she don't give a F. Tasha K is one of those people that is going to greatly benefit from her audience, but I don't think she give a damn about her audience. I really don't. It's all, money, if whatever she can do to make money, she doesn't give a about her audience. She pretends like she does. She pretends. And not only is a good number of her audience Black women, go Google all of the Black women who lost their job under this goofy president. She don't genuinely care about her audience like that. Yeah, Deborah said I watched the Chrisean Rock for Halloween. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Money is the root of all evil. She's definitely entertaining. Tasha K is definitely entertaining. Got to give that to her. And my thing with her is, I think she's entertaining enough to not have to lie. Like, she literally don't have to do that. So I don't understand. Tasha K is entertaining. She just makes crazy decisions, especially when you owe somebody $4 million. You need to make better choices, right? She's definitely entertaining. The love of money is the root of all evil. And she should stick to being entertaining and stop the bullshit, girl, because you're going to lose everything. And it's really not worth it. You got to consider your family, your kids. Like, girl. Somebody said, YouTube is messing with me. I'll just listen. You can't hear us? If you guys have not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit the like button, okay? Somebody said it's called self-sabotage. You said Tasha K thinks she's a celebrity. I think if she thought more highly of herself, she wouldn't do the things that she does. So I can't really answer that. I think that, if she thought more highly of herself, she would move on, because this is like, girl, this one is just, you got to do what you got to do. While I fully understand that TK may not prioritize her audience beyond the revenue they generate, it still would have been far more strategic for her to keep her MAGA politics private. Right. Yeah, I don't understand that. Well, she said that she didn't think that she would receive such a backlash. So maybe she said she didn't think that anything would happen. Her core support comes from Black women, if not all. If not all, Yes, she does think she's a celebrity. She has all but said it. Okay, well, the housewives think they celebrities. They just reality stars. And she is to some people. So I don't think that's too far-fetched. I would say, back in the day, celebrities were just on TV. And now, we got YouTube. I guess it depends on what you consider a celebrity. Because I live in Georgia, and I can go to Publix at any day. I'll see, what is the guy's name? I'll see the guy from Black Ink a lot. I always see the chick Amy in Publix. Amy, what's her name? Luciani. I see her. Nene doesn't live in my area anymore. I think she lived closer to Atlanta. I would see her. Who else have I saw? So I guess it really depends, If you consider her a celebrity, hey, she probably is. I don't know. Somebody said she should have kept who she voted for private. I'm glad she told us, being that she has a platform. Tasha K is indeed a celebrity. We are all sitting around talking about her right now and following her. I don't know if we following her decisions. Now we talking about her, but I don't know about following her decisions. Tasha K is a Pisces, and if anyone knows Pisces, they are shit starters, and they don't take responsibilities when things go left. It's always I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Pisces. See, I'm not really into signs. Like, a lot of people are into signs. Let me just tell y'all how I'm not into signs. I don't know what each one of they're adults now. I never identified them as it relates to a sign. I'm not into signs at all. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I just don't get into that because I don't believe in it. I just don't. It says Tasha says she has lost a lot of viewers behind their discovery of being mega. Well, here's the deal. Why would you want to pretend to be something that you ain't? I mean, if you are MAGA, then why come you can't appeal to the MAGA audience? Get the fuck out of here. That's kind of weird. You're dealing with regular, everyday working people, but you are a MAGA supporter. That's weird. That's weird. Like, why would you want to? Who wants to live a double life? That's why I just be me. Like, that's too much to remember. Oh, I can't say this. They gonna find. Girl, bye. Like, if you a MAGA and you lost supporters, then Anton Daniels over there, he a MAGA supporter. I mean, he be on there being who the piece of shit that he is. Be who you are. Thank you, Tracy Cook 1259. Girl, I just found your channel and I stand 100 with you with your channel. I love it. Lay it down. I appreciate it. Somebody said our community has always been bamboozled. Well, you know what I've learned is certain Black people will do anything for some damn money, even if it includes selling all of our asses out. So, and it still happens today. It's still going on today. Anton Daniels over there would love to get recognized by Donald Trump. Why is it that some Black people, and I'm not just saying Black people, maybe other races of people, I just don't know about them because I'm not them. Why do some of us want to be recognized by white people? Like, what is that? Like, you want to be acknowledged, and I'm sorry, what is that? What is that? Anton Daniels want to get acknowledged so bad by Donald Trump, talking about, oh, I think I'm one of the people that swayed the election. Nick, bro, you barely got 1 million subs. So you think you swayed the election? Boy, they want to be in Donald Trump circle so bad. If my core demographic were MAGA supporters and that audience was paying my bills, I would simply keep my progressive politics private, stay professional, and collect and stack my paper quietly. Well, that's you. And to me, that is a fraud, because you're saying that you would come on YouTube and lie and pretend to be somebody else for the sole purpose of collecting money. It's a lot of people that do that. I'm just not doing that. So I can't live my life like that. I ain't doing it. But it's a lot of people that do that. They come on here and lie like you say you would do so that you can pay your bills. But it's better to just be authentically yourself, because eventually what will happen is people will start to figure you out and they won't watch your videos. It's best to just be authentically you. If you are a MAGA, it is an audience for that. Just be who you are. Why would you be on here lying, trying to be something that you're not, so you collected a few dollars? That is what we were just talking about in the chat. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Be who you are. Like, I'm not going to come on here. Listen, it's too hard to pretend, because if you notice when people pretend, how they'll just say something weird and you'll be like, huh? Yeah, because they pretend and then eventually they real self come out and then people be like, what the hell was that? I mean, I guess, but I don't know how to do that. I guess I'm not a good actor, huh? We are still traumatized by the post-traumatic slave syndrome and still believe that white is right. Black people need healing and need to love who we are. Black is beautiful. Exactly. And that's why I'm glad you said that. I don't know if I shared this with y'all, but when I grew up with my mother, there was a time in my life where everything was white. We lived by white people. I went to white schools, and I always found myself changing to be accepted, or, just stuff that you don't know that you're doing because you're younger. And then when you get older, you just be like, damn, I didn't realize what I was doing. I would never do that as an adult. You know, as a child, when you're in an environment and, you know, I would just always feel like these people don't understand me. It's just, it was always weird. And I remember that feeling. So I don't get it. But I mean, I do get it. But as an adult, I could just remember that and just recall just really being trying to figure out how to have these people hear me and understand me. Because it's like, I would go to a school and be the only Black person. You know what I mean? Or it'll be 4 Black people. And it's like you stick out like a sore thumb. So you're trying to, you know, make the folks understand you. So, yeah, never. Talk that authentic talk, Queen. Thank you, Wes MN914, for another super chat. But yeah, I've been there. I've done that. So I could never do that. Listen, when I be talking and they say, "What's your name?" Lakeysha. What's your name? Lakeysha. I'm not finna change my voice. I'm not finna crack my tone. I'm not doing any of that. You gonna hear me. I don't do that. You know, I did that as a child. I don't know. I don't do that. Absolutely not. I ain't doing that for nobody. Now, I'm not gonna say I won't do it for anybody, but I don't know how y'all feel, but I just feel like, and I'm not racist. I mean, I don't have a problem with white people or any other race, but it's just some things that I just can't never do for a white person. I just can't do it. Like, I'm sorry. No, I ain't sorry. It's just some things that I just can't do. Somebody said, sometimes professionalism and self-preservation require understanding the environment you are operating in and moving accordingly. Yeah, I get it, but my experience that I'm speaking on now is as a child, not as an adult. I'm saying as a child growing up, when I was with my mother, I was always in a predominantly white environment. So I always, you know, found myself trying to do too much to have people to understand me. I mean, imagine going to a school and everybody white, you know, because then my mother was in an environment where, you know, everybody was Black and it was so crazy and unprofessional. So she wanted me to go somewhere where she thought it was better, but it really wasn't, you know. So it was my experience as a child growing up, not as an adult, because as an adult, I know how to carry myself in a professional tone, but I'm still not going to back down because because see, sometimes it's not that people don't understand you. It's depending on, you know, the group of people that you're with, they can try to minimize who you are by being funny. Like, I'll give you an example. Sometimes people will mispronounce your name, not because they don't know how to say it, but because, you know, they're trying to be funny. These are all things that, you know, racist people will do to try to be funny. So yeah, I get what you're saying, but my experience was coming from a child, you know, a child that's simply trying to fit in to a bunch of white folks because I'm Black and they looking at probably me like, you know. So yeah, so I would never ever do that. And like I said, I didn't realize that until, you know, I got older and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that, you know. And I see it now, like I'll see that in other people where they may, because for some reason in some of our mind, we feel like white, like somebody put in the chat that white is always right. So let's say I'm talking in my language and I'm in the South. So you know, you'll find white people that talk just like me. But up north, not saying that there's not white people that may talk like me, up north, somebody may feel like they have to change the way that they talk to conform to the way a white person talks. And I'm not doing that. Like, you don't understand me, I don't understand you. Then, oh, okay. So I'm not ever reducing myself for anybody like that. I'm not doing it. So it's just not going to happen. So Layla said, that is right. Microaggressions are real in this country and it is truly sad. Absolutely. I mean, I've worked, we can be on here all night if I tell y'all some stories. Like, I remember working for this company and I'll never forget, we were working remote. I had just started, probably had been there 2 weeks, maybe the third week, because that was probably the, the week that I was like, I got to get the F out of here. So I'm learning the system. I'll never forget, I was working in HR. So we're learning the system, and the system was a lot to learn. So the first week I got there, the lady was like, "Oh, well, you're taking too long. You're taking too long to learn the system." How in the hell am I supposed to learn a whole system in a week? Keep in mind, this is a white lady. So I'm just like taking account of this lady is weird because you're expecting me to learn something in 1 week. So I'm just like, taking into account like this, something ain't right. So by week 2, I'm training with this other lady, and she tells the other lady, let me know how she's doing. Let me know if she's not understanding things. Okay, that's fine, because maybe she's saying this because she's going to provide me some extra help. Okay. So by the second week, she's like this. Now, keep in mind, this is only the second week. I'm learning the system. This is this same white lady. So we go in a meeting where, I'm on the second week, and she's like, well, such and such is telling me you're not catching on. Bitch, you act like I've been here for 6 months. No, I'm not catching on. Eventually I will. So by the third week, I said, okay, I'm going to reach out to this other person and see if she can walk me through some things. Now, keep in mind, this white lady gonna tell me I'm not catching on, right? So I'm gonna reach out to somebody else. Okay, I want you to, help me with some things. You know what she had did? She had went through our team and told people not to meet with me to help me anymore. What? I'm like, what is going on? Like, just weird stuff. Like, it's just so many things that happen, even in jobs. And I'm just like, so literally at 2 weeks, you wanted me to learn, it was PeopleSoft. You wanted me to learn the whole system in 2 weeks. Learn the system in 2 weeks and be able to work efficiently within 2 weeks. Child, I done been through it. So there's no way. When it comes to certain people, I am who I am. I am who I say I am. What y'all saying? Somebody said that happened to me. No, but this is not even the whole story. When I started that job, there was another Black girl. It was me. It was 3 of us. And I'll never forget, the girl had told me that her father had passed away. So, wait a minute. He didn't pass away. He was like really sick. So, imagine working knowing that your father he gonna die. Her father was gonna die. Do you know she is yelling at this girl, and we're like on a team meeting, and eventually the girl just hung up the phone. She quit. And then I had reached out to her, and she was just like, explaining to me, because keep in mind, I had just started. She had, been explaining to me that her father had been sick for some time, and her father was going to pass away. But that this girl's father is sick and that he is gravely ill. Why are you yelling at her? So it was a pattern. It was just a pattern with this lady. It was a pattern. I ended up reaching out to HR, and I had told them about me. I had told them about the other girl. And then I also noticed it was another girl that, she was treating wrong. But child, these folks is something else. So I don't have it in me to appease certain people. I am who I am, and I'm not going to. That's why I think it was the other day somebody put in my chat, they were like, you're racist. Well, if that's what you think, white folks is racist all the time. They never give you an explanation as to why they are. In fact, they do what Donald Trump do and say that they ain't. So you think because you feel, somebody put in the chat, that I'm racist, that I'm going to prove you wrong? If that's what you think, you can think that. Honey, you can think it. You can think whatever you want to think. We got a whole president in the White House who's racist. And what are people doing? They're joining in with them. They think it's cool to treat Black people like shit. And you think I'm finna explain to you because you think that I'm racist, I wouldn't give a damn what you thought. I don't care. The Supreme Court gutted the Voting Act just last week to take away our voting rights. This is a dark day in America if you do not understand that. And you know what, Deborah? There are some people, black ass people, that believe that what you put in the chat is a lie. Because I was saying the same thing and they didn't believe it. And you know what I did? I blocked their ass because I said, if you're this stupid, don't even come over here because I don't even want to see your messages in the chat. Okay. That is exactly what they're doing. And if you guys were to go on Google and look at the map now, it's damn near all red. So yeah, that is exactly what they did. So while they're voting for Donald Trump, Donald Trump is trying to take away. And not only that, have y'all saw all of the representatives now that have now lost their, this is the thing, y'all. Being a state representative is an elected position. So you only get it when you're elected by the votes. They have recreated the maps, combining districts, and y'all know what they did to the black folks. Oh, well, you don't have this job anymore. How in the hell does a person who was elected just don't have a job? It don't work like that. They're doing all kind of shit. While her attorney wasn't too smart and egged her on, I'm sure by telling her whatever he told her and running ads along with her knowing there was illegal documentation that if you break the document. Well, here's the deal. With Tasha K's attorney, with him running those ads, he has also been ordered to pay 10% of her legal fees. So, I'm sorry, 10% of Cardi's legal fees. So what that means is, you know, Tasha K has to pay 90 and I guess he has to pay 10. I mean, because that, listen, the lawyer that she hired just doesn't seem like a good lawyer. I got a lot of the paperwork and I'm gonna probably reread it, but some stuff he filed, he had to refile and say that he made a mistake. So he goofy. He seems to be very goofy. They are both under the disparagement agreement. He is just never on camera. He never says anything, but she does all the talking. She's the ringleader. No one pays those. Okay, y'all got to sneeze. This is why they are drawing these maps so they can take the seats away from black politicians, therefore taking our right to vote. And not only that, I had to explain this to my son because I was trying to explain it to him in the most easiest way. And I said, so let's say you were a rep, a Congress, you were in Congress. And let's say you represented, I don't know, instead of middle-class people, how do you represent rich people? You ain't rich. You don't know what that life is like. I said, that's the same thing where you got some white person that you ain't black. And even if you were rich or poor, you don't relate to black people because you're not black. So I said, that's bad because what it means is when you don't have representation that they're able to understand you, that means you're going to miss, different programs. You're going to miss different funding and all sorts of things. So it's a mess. Oh, I voted. Did y'all vote? I voted. Here go my little sticker. So I voted today. I early voted. Let me show y'all my sticker. So I voted. Y'all know it's early voting, right? So I voted. My daughter voted. And I'm going to take my son's before it ends. So make sure y'all get out there and vote. I also did something that I've never done before. I went and did some research on my candidates. Now, generally, I vote Democrat, and I still, do that, today. But also, I told y'all that I really don't consider myself either or, but I definitely had to vote Democrat, for the Democrats, because we're in a messed up situation and we need to get up out of here. We need to get rid of this criminal that we have in the White House. And, somebody put in my chat the other day, and I was just really saddened by it. They said, and I don't know if it was a Black person, it could have been a bot, because I do believe these white supremacists put stuff in chats and get Black people pictures. So I don't know who that was. I don't know who it was, if it was Black or white. But the person said, well, if it was Kamala, it would be worse. And I thought about it. Do y'all realize nothing that's happening right now, it could never be worse than what's going on right now? They're trying to take away your right to vote. So when the person said that, I said, is this an ignorant person? Because what could be so worse than what we're going through right now? They're basically trying to erase, they've started to erase Black history. They don't want Black people to vote. What could be more worse than what we're going through right now? I said, what? They said if Kamala was here, if Kamala was the president, it would be worse. Kamala is Black. She has some Black in her. She ain't white. Why would she want to take away the right for a Black person to vote? Why would she want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. Somebody said, you don't mess with bankruptcy court. If that lady is hiding or lying about funds, they will find it. She doesn't stop talking about Cardi B because she's still making money. May not work out for her. Yes, vote. Boy, it ain't gonna work out for her. I promise you is not. Now, I was gonna go over to Patreon, but I done missed it because I done been over here. I may have to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna put up another banner because I can't show it over here. So I have some information that she submitted, and it goes against everything that they've asked. You don't play with bankruptcy court. And unfortunately, if she doesn't hurry up and shift her tail into action, Tasha K is she's going to be in a world of trouble. You for talking about this on your channel because these conversations matter. Keep using your platform for good. I try. Sometimes I do want to hear some messy, juicy stuff. Just not all the time though, because sometimes it gets to be a little heavy. Yes, what's happening is awful, but our people don't see it. I'm still sitting here. Listen, let me just tell you how serious this has opened my eyes. If you voted for Donald Trump, and I know, and I'm going to start looking people up, I just can't mess with you. Like, I just can't. I can't, because it tells me the level of your thought process and how really how stupid you are. Because let's say Kamala wasn't the greatest candidate. Whenever you vote, you always got to say, okay, who are my options, right? And you got to say, okay, which one is the better option? You're never going to find one person that is going to agree and do everything you want. You have to find one candidate that you can live with. So when it was Kamala and Donald Trump, listen, we could have got a president that couldn't talk, and I would have voted for that person before I would have voted for Donald Trump. There was no way I would have ever voted for Donald Trump. And here's the other part, y'all. Even if he didn't have 34 felonies, that don't really have a lot to do with it. Donald Trump is a horrible person. He was a horrible person last time. Why would I vote for him? Okay, was she East Indian? This is a great question. Kamala is not Black. She is East Indian. Okay, we could take that. I'm not sure if she's Black. Plus, she said in an interview, if she elected, she wasn't going to do anything for Black folk. What do you want the government to do for you, sir? I mean, what is it that you're looking for? I mean, you are a free person. You can do whatever you want with your life. When I elect government, I don't expect them to personally send me a check in the mail. So I'm not sure what it is you were looking for. So answer this question. What has Donald Trump done? What did Donald Trump do? I mean, real soon, if it goes the way that he wants it to go, your vote won't count. So I guess I don't understand. You know, when people say ain't doing anything for Black folks, I want y'all to understand, if a president got up there saying, yeah, I'm going to do this for Black people, they ain't getting elected anyway. Because who do you think going to vote for them? So we got to stop this saying, you know, that people are not saying they're going to do something for Black people. They're not going to get elected. I mean, do you not see what's going on? I mean, Donald Trump said a bunch of lies. Her response was when she was asked about reparations. I mean, but did Donald Trump give you any reparations? You do understand, even as the president, they're not supposed to, you know, unlike Donald Trump, you're not supposed to do things without Congress. But I mean, at least she was, you know, she was honest. Have we had a president that, you know, had did anything like that? Somebody said, why would a presidential candidate say they would not do anything for Black folks? That is complete and utter BS. Well, Donald Trump got elected. What did he do for you? What did Donald Trump do for you? You do understand, as a president that's running for the United States, they got to be a little general in their answers if they want to kind of get, you know, if they want to win. You do understand the climate that we live in. Don't nobody want to do shit for Black folks. I mean, look at what we're experiencing now. So that wouldn't be a killer for me. Like, I don't expect the president to do shit for me. I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know exactly what you're looking for. I mean, what president have we ever had that said that they were going to do something for Black people specifically and actually did it? Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, Obama gave us what the Obamacare, and they still say he didn't do nothing for Black people. I mean, I don't know. I get out here and do the stuff that I want for myself. So that's not going to be a hindrance for me. He's getting illegals out. You mean killing people? He's putting people that's actually legally here in jail? So you think by him getting illegals out, then maybe that'll be more public assistance? Because I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means. So as long as he gets illegals out, you are okay with not being able to vote. Or I should say not being able to vote. You're okay with your vote not having proper representation. So I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I mean, it's always something. You know, they would have a PEDO. I mean, it's just, I don't understand. I don't know if that was a Black man, but it always, because you can't tell by these profiles, it always be a Black man, though. It's scary out here, y'all. Exactly. It's more people out of work. Let's talk about that. They don't want to talk about it. Yeah, that's probably true. I think I heard that. I mean, for some reason, we see people with, you know, skin that kind of look like ours, and we'll say that, you know, the person is Black. But yeah, I believe that is correct, that she is not Black. She's Indian. I mean, I wouldn't give a damn what color she was. That was the only candidate. Like, we only had two people, him and her. Somebody said, Devon Mitchell said, I'm Black, y'all. I'm Black, y'all. Yeah, but so that's why I said that her father is Black. So I thought that was true. Some Black people hold Black candidates to a higher standard and use that as a reason not to vote for them. You are so right. You are so right. Because somebody told me that I know very well. I said, well, are you going to vote for Kamala? No. I said, why? Oh, I don't like her. I said, oh, have you ever met her before? You never met that lady. So yeah, they do. They hold Black people to a higher standard, but white people can just do whatever. Somebody said, okay. Somebody said, how would our vote not have proper representation? Okay, where do you live? Like, what state do you live in? So your vote wouldn't have proper representation because your profile picture shows that you probably Black. But like I was just saying, I don't know because sometimes these pictures be fake. It would mean, let's say you are a Black woman, okay? You come from Black culture. So Betsy, Susie, Sally, hillbilly, don't know nothing about Black folks, but she's going to be the representative for your district. So what that means, she's responsible for certain things within your district, but she don't really know about Black people. So how is she able to help the people that she is supposed to serve? That is what it means when you don't have proper representation. Same thing, you always hear people saying that when they go to the hospital or they go to doctors, Black people in particular, that they feel like that they're when they say things that they're not taken seriously. A lot of times they'll feel like, certain doctors don't take them seriously. It's the same thing. Black people feel like they want to, be able to talk to people that look like them. So what they're trying to do, JC87215, is they're trying to remove the Black people. And that's what they're doing. They're taking some representatives that are Black, they're removing them and they're redrawing the maps, which is taking them pretty much out of a job, which is illegal because they were elected. But girl, it's a lot. It's a lot. You are so right. A lot of them did. And I hate to say this without the proper statistics because I have not looked at any, data to clarify this, but I mean, whenever I hear Black men, they say they didn't vote for it, and then have the nerves to say she put Black men in prison. And I say, did the Black men commit a crime? Like, I mean, what? Did she just put them in jail? I'm just like, some of the stuff they come up with. But this is what I arrived to. And y'all ain't gonna like this, but I'm about to say it. This is what I arrived to. We watch TV, we see social media, and I don't know about y'all, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff happen to Black women by their husbands, by their baby daddies, by their boyfriends. And baby, I'm trying to wonder, do the Black men still like Black women? I'm just saying. It don't look like it to me. Do the Black men still like Black women? Because baby, you voted for Donald Trump. You voted for Donald Trump. Oh, okay. Well, it's so interesting, Devin, that you have so much information on Kamala, but you never said anything about Donald Trump. Now, I could appreciate what you said if you would be fair, but I don't see you being fair. I see you putting a lot of stuff in there about Kamala, but I bet the stuff about Donald Trump, you would say that it is not true. And that's kind of the typical thing that I see from Black men. I mean, they saying Donald Trump is a PEDO. That's enough in itself. Girl, I asked the same question. Do they like us? It seems as though no one does. We are the most hated group of people on earth. Look at the black man. He said, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like Kamala. Y'all, we just, I told y'all, he said, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like Kamala. How do you not like a person you never met? How? I don't understand that. I don't see, listen, y'all. I don't know where y'all hating stuff come from. I'm so glad I don't got it. You don't even know her. Like, how do you don't like a person you never met? I mean, where does that stem from? Like, I could say I don't like Donald Trump based on all the shit that he been doing. But what would be your issue with Kamala? This is exactly what I'm saying. Y'all have to be careful when y'all go on dates with these men. These men don't like us. I'm telling y'all. And some of them use women as a cover up for their gay relationships. I'm just letting y'all know. Somebody else said, I do not either. She's not likable, fam. Let us be real here. I mean, hey, that's your story, not mine. I just don't understand, though, what about Donald Trump? I mean, hey, I don't know. Okay, you say, I love my black wife, you just don't like her. So where did you vote for Donald Trump then? I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff has woke me up. I'm telling you, it has woke me up. Some of these men, I'm not saying all of them, but some men, they got a boyfriend. They don't really want a woman. They just want one so that they can get away with being with another man. Ooh, Tyrone Phillips 9872. A lot of men don't like educated women who can tell you what to do. I think that. So that I believe that. I think I believe that. I believe you, Tyrone, on that. I believe you on that. You know why, Tyrone? You know why I believe you on that? Because I know more educated women who got their own shit, don't really need a man financially, who don't have a man, not because they can't have one, but simply because they just don't want to put up with bullshit. I know so many of them. But the hoes who ain't got nothing going on, ain't got nothing going on, they gonna have a man every time. They gonna have a man every time. I believe that. I'm telling you, I believe that. I believe that. Somebody said they sold her to you ladies as your sister. Didn't nobody sell nobody to me as my sister. I was never voting for a racist. Nobody sold nobody to me. So wrong, you're wrong there. Somebody said there were plenty of reasons people had reservation about Kamala, and some black voters felt alienated by aspects of her record as Attorney General still when the alternative was Trump. But I mean, that's odd. I understand what you're saying, but you didn't have you didn't have nothing about Trump. He has no government history, nothing. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. She was the only other candidate. So, see, and that's the thing when it comes to these politicians, it's like you get who you get. So, okay, Cheryl, you said I voted for her. Hey, we just get who they give us. You can debate someone who's not educated on policies and how it affected this world, but God has the final call, not the orange man. I said that. I said that today. I said, you know what? I did all that I can, everything that I was supposed to do. Everybody in my house voted. I called people. Listen, that's what's hurting the Black community, the mindset of the strong, independent Black women. No, that's not hurting. Well, let me read your comment. That's what's hurting the Black community. Y'all listen to this. Listen to this, y'all. I got to reread this. That's what's hurting the Black community, the mindset of the strong, independent Black woman. I watch other races and the men and women work together. Now, you be ready for this. Now, I'm not meaning this towards you, but this is going to sting a little bit. The women wouldn't have to be strong, they wouldn't have to be independent if the dudes or the men acted like men and took care of their families. Do you think that the women just decided that they wanted to be strong and independent? Is that how you think this works? Where do you think it came from? Where do you think it came from? You say that the Black women being strong and independent is what's hurting the Black community. What's hurting the Black community is the Black men that don't take care of their families. If the Black men took care of their families, there would not have there wouldn't be a need for a strong, independent woman. The women had to be strong because they had to pick up the slack of the no good Negroes that didn't take care of their families. The women had to be independent because they had to take up the slack of the no good Negroes that left their families, and not even the ones that left their families, because some of us left their asses, but some of them had the audacity to not even take care of their kids. So come on now, you can't be putting that in the chat if you can't stand on what you're saying. What woman just wanted to be strong and independent? If you wanted to be strong and independent, or you were forced to be strong and independent, I want to talk to you. Nobody wants to be strong and independent, sir. People have to do what they have to do. If it wasn't for the strong, independent Black women, where would the kids be today? Where would the kids be? Where would the families be? Because it's the strong, independent women that had to do the work of the missing Negroes. The missing Negroes. It's the strong, independent women who had to be strong and independent. I ain't never seen a strong, independent Black woman. I seen a loud mouth, good for nothing thoughts calling themselves strong and independent. Well, maybe that was in your neighborhood. I don't know what to tell you. I never saw that before. I don't know. That's where you from, I guess. I don't know. People kill me when they say the strong, independent women. As if a woman decided she needed to be strong. Don't nobody want to be strong, and don't nobody want to be independent. The average woman wants to be light, wants to be, what's that word that I'm looking for? We don't really want to do difficult stuff like that. We really don't. But we're open to do whatever we need to do for our family. So I think that, and I can be wrong, but I feel like women catch a lot of slack when they try to better themselves. And it's only from men who are uneducated. You don't really get that from an educated man. You get that from an uneducated one. If you're trying to better yourself, it becomes a problem. Oh, exactly. You said Kamala was not someone likely I would have likely voted for had she been running against candidates like Elizabeth Warren or Pete, but against Trump, please. Hello. Bunch of delusional women feeding each other delusion. It's an endless cycle of delusion and mental health. Yeah, and you seem mad, you seem angry, and you seem bitter because you say a bunch of delusional women. So you are categorizing all women together. When I see stuff like this, it makes me understand that you are a bitter person, and you have a problem with women. And this is what I was just telling them. A lot of men don't like women because you never will hear me say all men are delusional or all men are this. But when you use that verbiage, I know that you're hurt, and that you're a part of the problem, because I don't know what delusional women you're talking about. You know, you sound delusional yourself, child. Men do that whether they're somebody said they do that whether they're educated or not. Okay. Some of these men just don't like women, period. I wonder, do they like their mama? Lakeysha, this man you are speaking to in the chat, this is not about who you voted for. This person, and I do not know his race, but this is about self-hate. Yeah, definitely, child, because I have no idea what he's about. Some of them are on both sides fully delusional. Fully delusional. What time is it? Oh, y'all, it's 11:32. Child, I got to get up off of here. It was nice talking to y'all. Now, I was going to go to Patreon. I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. This is 11:32. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. I'm not even going to acknowledge that person. But y'all have a nice Mother's Day. Spend time with your children, your mama, your family, your cousin, everybody. Life is short. Y'all enjoy yourself, and I will catch y'all in another.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 da. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Lakeysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Hey. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
Spilling tea, no sugar, no